Shōta Imanaga could be done with the Cubs. He is now a free agent. We're going to talk about that. Just a quick pop-up show because the Cubs 2024 All-Star pitcher is probably done with the Cubs. So we'll get into that right here on the Cubs Baseball channel. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, hit the bell, get in the comments section. This is why we do it. When something breaks, jumping on and talking about it. What's up, everybody? Mick Nation, Cubs Baseball channel. And today it is official. Shōta Imanaga becomes a free agent, reported by our friend Jesse Rogers. And Shōta basically was too expensive, right, for what the Cubs felt like they were going to get back for him. Shōta would have gotten a huge payout had the Cubs picked up the option on his contract. And then he had an opportunity to swing back and do the same thing, right? So if the Cubs would have taken the opportunity to sign him, he would have received a huge amount of money, right? Then he could have swung back and done kind of the same thing, and the Cubs would have had to take him, right? Because he had that option for the for the season, right? So they can still extend a qualifying offer to Shōta. Not sure if that's going to happen, but 2024 All-Star, he was fifth in the National League Cy Young Award voting in 24, and that's when he was 15-3 and he had a 2.91 ERA. This year started out good and then just kind of fell off. Ended up 9-8 with a 3.73 ERA, but I think the concerning part of it was that from July 25th to the end of the season, he made 12 starts and he had a 5.17 earned run average. And his strikeout rate was actually kind of getting better towards the end of the year, but he just kept giving up so many home runs. And when I was thinking about like what the Cubs were going to do with Shōta, the fact that he could have pitched the last game against Milwaukee and decided not to told me that the Cubs were going to have to make a tough decision here. So basically, if they would have picked up his option, it would have been worth $57 million, would have went from 26 to 28. And then when they declined that, Shōta could come back and he could have taken his player option, which would have been worth $15 million for 26. And he decided not to do that. So that's kind of where things are with Shōta. The Cubs can make a qualifying offer. Who knows if that's going to happen? What's more likely is both go a different direction. Now, maybe he goes somewhere like San Francisco where the ball doesn't fly out as much, and he can give up those fly balls and they're outs, and the Cubs would get a compensation pick if somebody signs him. So pretty interesting. You know, when you start to like do the math on the Cubs rotation, it was another thing where you're kind of looking at it and you're going, okay, well, you got Justin Steele is going to be back at some point. Already see him working. You got Cade Horton, who is going to be the rookie of the year coming up here in a few days. Amazing. Jameson Taillon was excellent down the stretch. He's going to be in the rotation. And you know, what Matthew Boyd, you know, and then you're like, do you go out and sign someone? Seems like the Cubs really like Dylan Cease. But there's been a bunch of names bandied back and forth. And they have done a pretty good job with building the rotation. Brandon Woodruff is another guy if I was the Cubs, I would consider, just because of the relationship between Craig Counsell and Woodruff. And obviously Woodruff has been a really excellent pitcher when he's been healthy. So Cubs lose the face, I felt like really the face of the team over the last couple of years. Shōta, great personality, was I thought a bulldog on the mound. He was the one reliable piece that the Cubs had up until the end of July. Pretty consistently healthy. And I know he got injured covering first base, but it's not like he's had arm problems, and and at times could be amongst the best in baseball. And so with the Cubs, I mean, they're looking at it and they're going, are we going to get this Shōta who's, heading to his middle 30s that gives up all of these home runs, the guy that we saw over the last 12 starts, or are we going to be able to get the Shōta that we had for the first year and a half? And I get the business part of it. I mean, you're looking at 3 years with someone. He doesn't have overpowering stuff. And when he misses, he gives up home runs. So, it kind of is one of those situations where they felt like it was best that they go a different direction there. So we'll see. Obviously, it's you get attached to these guys because you do love Shōta and what he brings to the table. And Shōta will turn down probably the qualifying offer, and then that'll be that. But I thought it was worth just popping on here and basically just mentioning it. That look, they're going to have to figure out what moving forward they're going to do to replace Shōta. We'll be keeping an eye on that. I'd love to see them get really involved with some of the best free agents on the market, and that includes obviously bats and arms, right? Because they could use a little bit of everything to try to bolster this team and improve on what they did last year, and know that they're going to do that probably without Kyle Tucker. So anyway, guys, thanks for hanging. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, get in the comments section. Always appreciate you guys being here on the channel. Don't forget about Mick Nation. That's our QR code right there at the bottom. Got some hats, some swag to give away, like these hats right here, Cubs baseball channel hats. We give them away there at AveD. So you get to pick games, weekly cash prizes. It's all free, and you're part of what we do here. So thank you guys, and we'll do it again tomorrow.